When one person, when a few stand with the courage, that is the courage exhibited by the leaders in this room every day, to stand, to have the courage to say, I feel fear. The courage to say what is happening is wrong. The courage to say that there is a way that we must chart to get through this. Understanding our power in the democracy we still have if we hold on to it. Courage is contagious.
Well, she can hit me with that grainy
What
stuff.
could have been,
bro.
everyone? What could have been? That, of course, was former Vice President Kamala Harris speaking at a summit of women leaders earlier this evening. It's one of the first times we've seen her speak out since her November election loss. She hasn't been out there a ton. We'll see if she comes out more. She also spoke about the current state of fear in our country.
We are seeing organizations stay quiet. We are seeing those who are capitulating to clearly unconstitutional threats. And these are the things that we are witnessing each day in these last few months in our country. And it understandably creates a great sense of fear. Because, you know, there were many things that we knew would happen. Many things. I'm not here, so I told you so.
The way she makes my blood boil.
I don't understand why she chose this time to come back, and
It's because the markets are down.
With the same tactics.
I don't know. She's doing the same thing.
It's just like the gaslighting is absolutely absurd. It's the fact that the American people chose the Republican Party by large margins and are denying you guys, from the president, from swing states, from the Congress people, from every legislation that you guys control. You guys don't have an up on anything, and the American people aren't deciding Democrats on anything. And the fact that you guys are continuing to do this,
we got to keep it 100.
It's crazy to me.
I mean, so based on what we've seen from the polls and the data, this is what their party and the people who still believe in their party want. So based on the polls and the data, they said, who's the most favorable candidate of the Democrat Party? Kamala Harris leads. Who's the leader of the Democrat Party? She leads. So knowing that, I mean, it's only inevitable that she was going to come back at some point. It was only inevitable. So, I mean, the fact that she's back now, I'm not excited about it, honestly, but it is what it is, you know?
It looks like they just scrambling because, you know, there's always somebody new.
It just boils my blood, the fact that they keep saying anybody or anything in the Republican Party is a threat to anything. And when we literally just found out that you guys were sending $40 million a week to terrorist organizations? I mean, you guys have been exposed for extreme money laundering. And Trump is a threat to this democracy, and the Republicans are, bro.
The auto pen.
I just really don't get the stuff. The stuff that we have found that you guys are accused of is insane to me.
Yeah, I don't really know what she told us so on, but she's back. Yeah.
Kamala, Mamala.
Well, yeah, I mean, elections are ultimately about choices. They aren't, you know, you don't have them in a vacuum. And I would just argue back to Kamala Harris that, you know, I told you so. I agree. I told you so. Donald Trump was going to close the southern border. I told you so. He was going to bring order to immigration. I told you so. He was going to drag this country out of the left-wing cultural ditch and put us back towards more mainstream, middle of the road.
You think he's done the last thing?
I did tell you so. Now, he's also executing, as you all have acknowledged, his economic agenda, just as he said he was going to do. He's enacting tariffs, and he's asking the Congress to make the tax cuts permanent, and he's unleashing American energy. So I agree. It is I told you so, and about half the country is okay with it, and about half the country voted for it. So it strikes me that this is a healthy level of copium going on right now among Democrats who are telling themselves stories that the people who voted for this are not happy with it. The vast majority, if not everyone who voted for Donald Trump, is some level of happiness ranging from 9 to 10 on the happiness scale.
Completely disagree.
I have to agree with Scott. I mean, we are getting exactly what we voted for. Trump promised to close the border. The border is closed. We promised to enact tariffs. Reciprocal tariffs have been enacted on every country. Obviously, the market is down from that, but you got to give the market and everything time to adjust.
But he said he disagrees.
He's a stupid liberal.
But
He
like,
wants to
think
be
about
right.
it.
He wants to be right. Of course he disagrees.
Companies started to come to America because of these tariffs. Like,
How much trillion? 6?
7. It's
Damn.
7 now. So like, when they come into America to build buildings and build companies
To do business.
so people can have jobs, I don't really see the problem.
That's America first. I mean, yeah, it is going to seem like it's a problem at first, but then hopefully, I believe that will be a change in this the stuff that he's doing and putting in place. I believe so. I'm not truly coming on here and not saying what I believe. I believe so. Taiwan, was it not Taiwan? It was Vietnam. Literally just said, "Hey, we're willing to comply with Trump is saying." One stock that was affected by the tariff is now going back up. All these countries have to do is comply, and I think they will comply.
This is just a trade war, man. America's just trying to make their treasury and their dollar back of what it used to be. I understand.
But they also said it was an extreme viral liberal tweet. Somebody saying that who said that America was supposed to be ran like a business. A country is not supposed to be ran about business, and they had 100K likes on it.
Bunch of liberals. See, the only place you get these stupid opinions is on the internet.
What the administration is doing, only 33% said because they like what the administration is doing. So if we want to just keep
question, who's more popular right now, Donald Trump or congressional Democrats?
Doesn't matter. Donald Trump happens to be president, doesn't he?
It doesn't. He's sitting at 50-50. You're sitting at 20-80.
He's at 48-50, actually, and increasingly people. You want to call the AP and tell them
you want to call CBS News?
Sure.
Right. Okay. We're not going to go to the mat over
but more importantly,
polls. We're not going to.
His numbers are going. His approval ratings are going down.
Where are yours
All right,
headed?
we got to leave it there.
Doesn't matter.
Coming up next.
It doesn't matter.
The administration is
facts, and that's the problem.
I love Scott, bro. It's just too easy for these people. It's too easy for him to go up against these people. These people, they always try to point the finger, but when he points it back, they're like, wait, no, it doesn't matter. It does matter.
We have a dictator. I mean, when I was arguing with liberals and giving them points throughout the election cycle, that was where their points came from. I mean, it's not about the gas, bro. It's about you being a black man and him giving the cops all right to gun you down, bro. That's what it's about, brother.
You talked about the political consequences will be on the shoulders of one man, but the economic consequences are going to be on the whole world. This is an experiment that should not have been taking place. Because, and you talk about the Republicans who are not speaking up. So far, Mitch McConnell has come out with a statement. Where was he talking about this, by the way, during the campaign when we knew that tariffs were going to be large on the agenda? You also said...
You just raised an issue. You said during the campaign, when we knew, because Donald Trump...
No one ever expected this madness.
They expected Donald Trump to enact tariffs. He did it in his first term.
Let's be clear.
I do think there was an
We did know.
Vandalism.
I mean, this is actually not.
Well, I would think a lot of working class Americans would say what was done to them was economic crunch.
But the jobs that are going to come back, according to the Peterson Institute, the very jobs that Donald Trump says are going to come back are the jobs that America doesn't need. America needs high-paying, high-skilled, digital, a new age, AI-based economy. What he's talking about bringing back is old style. Basically, look.
Well, no,
here is a shoe. It's my shoe, right? It is made in China. You talked about these luxury products.
They are.
Right, but you take your shoe off and see where it's made.
Yes.
Made in China, made in Vietnam. This is going to be 34% more expensive. It's an ordinary shoe bought in a discount store.
Look, I remember.
Hi, everyone.
You're saying it, but the Democrats could not put up something formidable enough to beat it.
Two things can be true at once. You can despise Trump and everything the Republicans stand for and still be able to see straight about what happened here. And denying it and telling people you're not seeing what you're seeing is never going to win voters.
I bet you every single person that voted for Kamala Harris wishes that Kamala Harris won right now. I bet you that.
I voted for her, wish she won.
People that voted for Trump that wish that Kamala Harris was in the White House.
That's
didn't vote
delusional.
were probably regretting it now. And I always said I would prefer Joe Biden in a coma over Trump, and I maintain that.
Man, these people suck, bro. I just don't understand why we listen to her on the Nevada. And she was telling people how to hide from ICE on national television. I'm sick of these people, bro. Now we got the nutty professor.
I'm tired of seeing this shit. This motherfucker.
South Africa got over apartheid. Did they just go back to their Afrikaner racist constitution and be like, oh, we just need a couple of amendments. We just need a couple of changes here to make it work? No, they threw the whole thing out and started again, this time asking everybody. Wow. This time having a completely new delegation of all of the people of South Africa, not just the white folks, but not no white folks. And they came up with a new constitution. It's one of the reasons why the South African Constitution is generally thought of as one of the best constitutions in the world, and ours continues to be a piece of crap.
So what laws would you kick out immediately? What laws are you saying it needs to get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, so the first one I have in my book is that I want to eliminate every single voter registration law.
Wow.
All of them. We live in a country where you can get snatched up off the street for writing an article in the newspaper.
What?
And as a person who writes articles in newspapers, this is something that has really worried me and really changed and affected how I think about my job and my life. And we can say, well, it only happened to green card holders. Yeah, now, so far, how long before it happens to me? I'm American, so I was born in Queens, right? But how long?
He got the pick with the fist in his
I was
hair.
close enough to share
I hate niggas like this, bro.
stadium.
What high school you go to? I'm just curious.
Well, then I moved to Long Island, and I went to.
That's when they leave and get some food after this with his fat ass, man.
Kind of as my parents made more money, they moved further and further.
That's how it works. In Queens.
Out on the island, right? So, as I think about my career, when I'm doing book events now, I have security.
Yeah.
Right? Which is not something I did for my first book.
You gotta lift his fucking stomach to piss.
When I write, I think about like how
sorry, bro.
You know, when I write about Musk, especially because he's the one with so much power, I write very truthfully about him, but carefully. I use all of my legal skills when I'm writing about Musk to be very careful about what I'm saying, because I know that he will sue people and he will go after people.
Is there anything that you...
Man, this guy's an extremist. Everything he said was extreme. No American people are being snatched off the street for writing articles. That's false. That's 100% false.
Go to the voter ID.
To say that our Constitution is a piece of crap, to say that our Constitution is a piece of crap is delusional. People are literally coming here in mass to experience the Constitution and the American dream and what it is to be America. If America was so crap, we wouldn't have problems like illegal immigration. If America was so crap, people wouldn't risk their lives to come here. If America was so crap, your fat ass wouldn't be on the radio speaking this nonsense.
Writing books with security, buddy.
Like, you're talking
I
about
hope
South
they snatch
Africa.
your fat ass up. I just couldn't stop thinking about them just snatching his fat ass up and throwing him in the back of a U-Haul and just have his ass in there screaming and crying.
That's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna be like catching a wild
I
rhinoceros.
hope hey, you know what? For the crime that niggas do, send them to Venezuela. That was the best idea I ever heard.
He said,
Hey, you don't want to be here? Snatch that ass up and send them to Venezuela.
I just gotta keep it 100. Like, I'm just sick of these people just constantly being in a state of bitching and crying. Like, bro, America's not bad. If America was so bad, you wouldn't have the life that you're living right now. Like, if America was so bad, like, why would people be coming here and risking their lives to come here? It's just like their arguments are just so flawed.
What the
voter ID laws are racist.
I thought this was
There's
Hillary.
voter ID laws in Africa. This mother want to quote Africa and how great it is. They have voter ID laws. So
he just wants illegals to vote.
bro, yes, he wants Democrats to be in power. He's full of crap.
I'm gonna keep it 100. If you're a black person in today's society and you don't know how to take your happy ass down to the DMV to get an ID, in my personal opinion, your ass don't need to vote.
I don't know anybody,
Get an
anybody who doesn't know how to get an ID.
If you don't know how to get an ID in today's society, your ass don't need to vote.
Nah, but like seriously though,
Personally.
like the Democrats just need to like figure something out, man. Cause like having him on a platform is just not helping you guys' cause.
Man, every time he speaks, he just says the stupidest shit ever. Like, can you stop saying stupid stuff, bro?
I'm not
like
gonna,
seriously.
I'm gonna be real. The next election, if on this rate, it's gonna be the same thing, if not worse. It's gonna be worse. Cause the leading candidate, we just heard Kamala Harris. Everybody doesn't believe any of the shit that the Democrats are saying because it's not true, guys.
Well,
the media's it's just not actually like one W that they're getting, guys.
The biggest W that they're getting is that the tariffs have tanked the market. Now they can
That's the biggest one they have.
That's the biggest thing they have. And then
The messages,
we
and
understand that the market's gonna correct. The market always
look at
bounces
this.
back. So the fact that that's their biggest W would show you that they're scrambling. They're scrambling for an identity and something to latch onto.
I got an argument they always scream. Trump want the rich to get richer.
Well, the rich are not getting richer.
They always scream.
It's tanking, and Trump
Bro,
knew that.
all the people who have millions of dollars in portfolios in the market right now are not happy.
They're getting hit right now.
Everyone's getting hit. To say
They're saying 401ks are done right now.
Oh yeah, man. Kalshi, the betting market that predicted that Trump was going to win, and all these that the Wisconsin Democrats were going to win. The market that we've been watching for almost 7 months now is predicting that the 401k is going to have a rocky couple months. So I mean, we see that. So the argument that the rich will get richer under Trump is false.
I wish I would have sent the video, but it was a great video explaining how all this might work out at the end.
Oh, it should.
It should, because companies are actually coming.
It's just that until
video.
it does work out, it's gonna be a lot of risk that it might not.
But
people are gonna take a lot of hits.
It's just crazy to me, like, you know, everything Trump have said actually happened. Everything the Democrats have told us didn't happen.
And people voted for this. They knew it. That's what Scott was saying. He literally said he was going to do this.
And he's doing it.
And it happened. But, you know, I
he tried to do it as fast as he can.
Bro. It was saying that, like, it's going to force, like, some companies to, like, or somebody to, like, slash out a certain amount of money out of, I don't know, man. But I wish I could find it. But, at the end of the day, I think Trump is doing what is best for the American people, man.
Big March jobs report, non-farm payrolls, beats estimates, 228,000 jobs. That would be the strongest this year, and it would comp to 323,000 in D's of last year. But unfortunately, a solid report probably gets lost in the shuffle. A weaker report would have placed labor on a weaker footing. That would have had more of a lasting effect considering recent circumstances. Let's look at a week today, the 2s and 10s together. As we sit right now, a 2-year is down about 34 basis points on the week. A 10-year is down about 31 basis points on the week. These are huge numbers. When was the last time we saw yields like this? Well, if you open the chart up for a 2-year, it's the 27th of September on a closing basis. For the 10-year, the 3rd of October on a closing basis. Now, there's some good news. The dollar index actually is moving higher today. Look at a 2-day. And do remember that the advertisement by the Conventional Wisdom Brigade was that the dollar would soar when all of this occurred with tariffs. It was exactly the opposite effect. As a matter of fact, on the week, even with the bounce, we're down about 1.8% on the week. There were years when we were down 1.8% on the dollar index. And finally, when was the last time the dollar was here? Open the chart up. The last time the dollar closed at these levels was about the 3rd of October. What a coincidence. The same day that 10-year yields were down. So things are lining up.
Lower inflation.
Many of the relationships between the dollar interest rates and differentials seem rather healthy. We want to pay very close attention to how the euro currency and the yen close, considering they're the two biggest contributors to the valuation of the dollar index. Sarah, back to you.
Look at all of the other things that Trump is doing on tax policy, on deregulation policy. I mean, front page story on the Wall Street Journal this weekend arguing that Trump is the biggest deregulation president ever. The fact that you've got these pro-America energy policies, the fact that we could cut maybe $500 billion of spending out of the budget this year. Those are all incredibly bullish things. So I think my view is that Wall Street and investors are obsessing too much about the tariffs and not enough about all of the other positive things that are happening in the economy. This is still what this report tells us is that this is still a really good jobs market for people who are looking for work. I mean, if anything, we have a worker shortage in this country, at least now. We'll see what it looks like 2 or 3 weeks from now, but it remains a healthy jobs market for people looking for work.
Looking for silver linings. One thing that I think is very positive about this report is that we're seeing job growth in actually the private payroll sector, not in government jobs. Remember, in the Biden administration, job growth was in government jobs. We were shifting away from private sector payrolls to government payrolls, which is all on the taxpayer dime. And so I am very excited to see the shift back to private payrolls.
And Jasmine called Fox News fake news.
So hold on.
The Democrats, bro.
So all the jobs that they say was given out to people was all government given jobs.
And it was also inflated. So now that we're seeing an actual honest administration, we're seeing actual job growth, and we're seeing cut from government waste and taxpayer waste.
And deregulation, so people don't have to go through loopholes just to start their businesses and to continue to run their businesses.
That's crazy. The Democrats don't want what the American people want. Bro.
They don't. They want control. The Democrat control regulation is just more forms of control on businesses. I think some regulation is
It's
cool. Like
Fox-
if
I'm
it
sorry.
does affect the
Fox News
environment.
ratings is up right now, guys.
Well, yeah.
Liberal media ratings are down right now, guys. So when Jasmine said, when she said that like a couple weeks ago,
Of
that
course
shit
she said. Of course she
pissed me
said it
off.
was fake news, though.
I know,
They
but it
don't
just
take her
pisses me off.
party's side.
I know it's just annoying though. But if you listen to the American people, they're saying that they agree with Fox News more. But hey, anyways, man. Hey, all I can say is, guys, if you know what's going on, put y'all some put options in. If you think the market going down, if you think it's like this could be such a great thing for in many ways, because this is gonna lower. That's what the video was about. How it was gonna lower inflation, lower interest rates, lower everything, and we seen the gas prices already lower. Like
he increasing energy production, so everything that costs to run buildings and to have buildings, the prices of that is going to go down. And now you finna.
And when Vietnam did that, people were on Twitter talking about, "Oh wow, this might actually work." Hey,
bro, just trust the process. That's all I got to say. Trust the process. This is what we voted for. Trust the process.
Have y'all not ever heard of anything that has to be good has to be bad at first? Like, I mean, yeah,
It gets worse before it gets better.
Yeah,
it's always hard before it's easier, and that's just what it is.
About everything, guys. I mean, come on.
It's
now.
not even nothing hard. It's not even affecting you daily. Just going outside.
I understand the 401k stuff.
People are losing money in the market. Come
I
on
understand
now.
that, but it's
Let's
gonna
not
go
sit
back
here and
up.
say that's not affecting people.
It's gonna. They could buy.
Okay, it's still affecting people now. So let's not say it's not affecting people.
How is it affecting people?
They're losing money. Their portfolios are down.
Okay, well, portfolio is gonna go back up.
Okay, cool.
They could buy it for a cheaper part.
Until that happens, they're getting affected.
So you telling me?
Don't say that.
Well, all their money in life shouldn't be in the stock market anyway.
Well, some people's are.
I'm just
Some
saying,
retirement
people's retirement fund is in that. So don't sit here and say that. Don't say that. That's bad.
You know what you're doing.
think so?
It's gonna go
That's
back up, guys. Oh, 100% is true. But if you think it's going down, put a put option in. If you think it's going to go up, put a call option in. And it could be a lot of money being made during this period of time. This could be a good, and for some people that really don't know what they're doing in the stock market, it could be a bad thing. But if you know what you're doing, this could be an amazing thing. So, hey, look at it that way. Let us know what y'all think in the comments.